Welcome to the corporate update. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all. I'm TW Dawson, and what we want to do is jump right into these exciting announcements and updates. I know you guys have been waiting for this. Without further ado, we're going to kick it off to Marcus. Take us away, Marcus.
TW, thank you very much. Listen, guys, we did an update about 10 days ago, and we promised that we're going to start to do an audit on the app. That's already started taking place, so we have some good updates for you. So this presentation, we're going to touch on the token pre-sale. We're going to talk about the beta version updates that are happening with the app, the audit, what we've found, and what the priority fixes and timelines will be on the initial priorities for that. And then we're going to finish up with a very exciting new product announcement, which if it doesn't make you pee your panda pants, well, I don't know what's going on. Maybe you're actually throwing out Panda Zs. So we talked about on our last update that trust is something which is just so important. And as far as trust is concerned, for us, it's always going to be the case. We'll always tell you the truth. And telling the truth comes from not being perfect, but it actually just comes from giving you the information that you need. Confidence comes when you do what you say you'll do. And so our Panda promise to you, as always, is we'll tell you the truth. And if something isn't Panda perfect, we won't rest until it is. So the token pre-sale, we're probably around halfway through, I suppose. We're at 45 cents. And I think some people have been caught a little bit sleeping. So I'm going to show you some of the actual commissions that some of the top earners have been making from this pre-sale, because I think some people don't realize really how lucrative this can be. And once this pre-sale is done, it's never going to happen again. So to give you an idea of where we're at, we started on October 29 with the token price at 10 cents. It's now just gone over 45 cents. And of course, it will go through to $1 by the time we've sold through the allocated 10 million PPM tokens. As far as the PunkPanda farm, last time we did an update 10 days ago, we had 57,000 people registered for that back office on PunkPanda farm who can participate in the pre-sale if they want to. That's now grown, just touching on 65,000 registrations now. So that's growing nicely. As mentioned, when we do complete the pre-sale at $1, we'll then list the token on Pancake as the first public place where you'll be able to buy and sell available tokens. So Albert made a really good point last time we did an update, and he said, you know, a lot of people in their head are thinking that, okay, we started at 10 cents and then $1 is the finishing line. $1 is what the world is going to see, the very first price. That is the starting price. And when you see our new product, I think you'll realize how quickly this token price can actually scale and actually go up in value as soon as we give it access to the public. As far as the contract address, some people have been asking for the contract address. We have it. We've decided to actually stop handing that out because what we don't want to do is have some knucklehead race out there and create a liquidity pool on Pancake, which is then going to confuse people and make issues and problems for our members when we do finally list on Pancake and create our own liquidity pool. So we're holding that one back just for the benefit of everybody. And as mentioned, there is a massive new utility case coming for the PunkPanda token. Before I move past the pre-sale and show you some of the commissions, what some people have been earning here, Albert, is there anything you want to add just on the token pre-sale before we move on?
Yeah, when we do go on Pancake, you want to make sure that you only use the official contract address. We're scaling very large, you know, just thousands and thousands of downloads, which means there are going to be people out there that are shysters. They're going to try to mimic what we're doing. They're going to try to make tokens that look like ours, and they're going to put them into the liquidity pool on Pancake. So you're going to go on Pancake, you're going to type in PPM, and you'll probably see 7 different tokens that say PPM. They'll be spelled differently, look a little different. Some of them will even have logos on them. And they're just trying to basically steal your money. You must only use the official contract address. And that contract address, the reason that we're keeping it close to our chest right now is because of this very reason. I'll turn it back to you, Marcus.
Fantastic. And, you know, it's I know sometimes it's frustrating for people because people want to go and set up in their Trust wallet or their MetaMask getting ready. But listen, doing that takes 5 minutes. So for the sake of making sure everyone's protected, everyone has the correct contract address. And by the way, if you already have a contract address, you do not have the correct one, because we have not handed the correct one out to anybody. Right? It's really important, guys. Really, really important. So again, the pre-sale is a once in a Panda lifetime. So let's look at some of these pre-sale commissions. Now, I was lucky actually, because I got some of these screenshots from people who I was kind of shocked how much commission some people had earned for themselves. And we were lucky that we got some of these screenshots before we kind of reminded everybody to start moving the tokens from their bonus wallets into their staking wallet. Because what's happening is any commissions that are being earned during the pre-sale, they're getting paid in PunkPanda tokens. And so if somebody converted them to BNB right now, they'll be converting them at 45 cents, which isn't real smart, because of course, if you wait till it goes on to Pancake and you go and sell it for $1 or $2, you're going to get twice as much or 4 times as much money as if you had cashed it out now. So we had a couple of people had sent in previously along the way. So this is a first person here, $33,000 in commissions. But look at this important point. That's from 73,000 tokens. So what that means is if this person takes those tokens and sells them on Pancake once we list, and they sell them for $1, that means in commissions, they've got 73,000 US dollars in commissions. So I hope that really makes sense here. Now, of course, on top of that, they've been pushed into a staking wallet. And so that 73,000 tokens is going to be growing at anywhere from 9 to 15% per month in additional PPM tokens, because they've pushed them into the staking wallet. So this is the next one here, 38,000 US dollars with 84,000 tokens from commissions. And look at this person here, must have got a bit excited about the project, $52,000. 116,000 PPM tokens. So this is people who have promoted the PPM token pre-sale, and they're earning commissions from people who have been buying tokens down 12 levels from themselves in the PunkPanda farm. So I just wanted to push this up there, not for anybody to brag or anybody to show off, just to make sure you do not forget about this opportunity that's on the table right now, which will never exist again, because as soon as we finish the token sale, go on Pancake, it's not going to happen again. PunkPanda farm, if you are not yet involved, you need to get a referral link to set up an account. It's free to set up the account, but ideally you'll get that referral link from the person that's introduced you to PunkPanda. If you go to the person that's introduced you to PunkPanda, if they don't have a PunkPanda farm account, maybe go through the Telegram group, connect up with Stephanie, the community admin there, and she'll be able to help you to get an account. Selling rules apply for anybody who's purchasing these tokens during the pre-sale. So they'll only be available 1 month after we list. A small percentage each month will get drip fed out. That's again to protect not only the community, but ultimately the PunkPanda token price. We don't want just a whole flood of tokens being sold the first time we list, and that will just push the price down and ruin the project value for everybody. If you do want to earn commissions in the pre-sale, a $50 minimum purchase. Now, even though $50 is the minimum purchase, to actually prevent any issues, I would just go for $100 or more, because what's happening is the people who are trying to buy $100 worth, the way the system is set up is when you send the amount to us, if it's not the exact amount received, it won't automatically fill and produce your tokens for you into the back office. It'll land as a short payment, and then once a day, the techs go in and clear those short payments. And that's happening because somebody's sending from a wallet or more likely an exchange, which is actually taking out fees. And of course, if we receive less than $50, we can't automatically accept it. So just to solve that problem for yourself, buy $100 or more, because ultimately when you see where this token price goes, I think you'll be glad you did. So that's mostly coming from exchanges. We've touched on the contract address. And then, of course, in the future, we'll have DeFi and staking offers where you can actually take the tokens you're holding, you can stake them on the PunkPanda farm and earn a monthly interest that'll be getting paid in PunkPanda tokens as well. Albert, is there anything that you want to touch on just on the PunkPanda farm before we get on to the app and the audit?
No, I just think a lot of people did not know that they could take the tokens and put them over into the staked and earn. You know, you saw the 73,000 tokens. Think in 1 month, that person's going to probably earn 12% on that 73,000. That's an incredible amount. That's 8,000 more tokens. And like you said, at $2, that's $16,000 just for making one transaction. So you're gonna want to pay attention to that and go push those over into the staked wallets.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get onto the app, which is really top of mind for a lot of people and has been the last couple of weeks. Panda app. Now, obviously, we've pushed it out to the world in the beta version. That was really important step for us, as frustrating as it has been, is because, you know, it doesn't matter how much internal testing you do, you can never account for localized issues, you know, whether the one-time PIN works in certain countries, certain regions, different types of phones. So we've been gathering all this feedback, and we appreciate it's been frustrating for everybody. And it's actually more frustrating for us because we hear a lot of the same issues, and we know these are issues. It's not your fault, it's our fault. And I just hate it when there's something that's been an issue. But what we've done is we've started a full audit. It's actually taken us actually multiple servers, actually 4 different servers, multiple databases. We've been also auditing the Panda Pals formula and also all the different functionalities of the app. We're around 75% through of the audit. And what we've decided to do is, rather than wait until the audit is fully completed, we've identified some issues that we can actually start to fix now. So we'll talk about those here. So obviously today, Monday, the 5th of December here in Australia. So our goal was by today that we can address the 0 ppm tokens in Panda Wallet. So some people have gone and started to use the Panda app and they haven't had any tokens distributed to start their staking wallet. So our goal and our promise to you is that will be fixed in the next 48 hours. So that means by Wednesday, the 7th of December, all of those 0 wallets will be fixed up. And on top of that, the Panda Pals formula has not been paying correctly. And so that will also be corrected. So what's going to happen by Wednesday is that the Panda tokens, the PPM tokens that are coming into your wallet in the Panda app, what you're seeing will be accurate according to the formula. And the main things it's going to be looking at for right now is the number of people you have on each level, going down 12 levels. And it's looking at the usage time, how much people have been using the Panda app on each level, all right? So that's the key things it's looking at. Now, in the future, when we have paid products and services, that will be an additional thing that can boost your X factor based on dollars being spent within your 12 levels. So what you will not see, however, is that the server and the details for how you see your Panda Pals, especially when you log into the punkpanda.com website, that will take an additional few days for that to reflect accurately. So just know there may be a discrepancy between the tokens that you're seeing coming into your wallet in the Panda app and what you're seeing on the Panda Pals display, all right? That's gonna have a couple days lag at least, but we'll give you an update as to when that's accurate. But the most important thing for us, first of all, is to make sure you're receiving the amount of tokens that you want to. So what's going to happen inevitably, some people who have been receiving a certain amount of tokens will start to receive less once the formula has been corrected. And then some people are going to start to receive more than they were. What we don't want is anybody to bitch and complain about changes, because if you've been receiving more than you should have, be grateful, because we're not going to come back to you and say, hey, give them back, the ones that you weren't supposed to have. Going forward, you'll be getting exactly what you're supposed to get, all right? So if anyone comes to me, you're not going to get a real favorable response, all right? I don't have much tolerance for people who are greedy and have a too high level of expectation. So that's just me. If you want a softer ear, maybe go to Stephanie. She's a little bit more accommodating than me. But again, the most important thing is to make sure this is paying correctly. And again, these are free rewards you've been getting. If someone's not happy at all for the rewards you've been getting for the free app, we'll give you your money back that you paid for the app, all right? Now, the top 5 Panda priorities for the Panda app. The first thing we're going to fix is the one-time PIN. You know, a lot of people are trying to sign up new people and they're not receiving the one-time PIN. So we're going to fix that on 2 levels very quickly. First of all, we're going to change the actual invitation code to a link. So that way we don't have any human error with someone typing in a 5-digit code. So we're going to change that to a link. It's going to have your invitation code embedded in the link, the same as we do with the Panda Farm. That way you can send people the link, they can click on it, and they'll be connected to you with no human error. The second part of it is when they do that and when they start to download the app, instead of getting a one-time PIN SMS to your phone or their phone, it'll come to their email and they can go in and click on that link within their email. So that will fix a big portion of our problems that we're having right now. The second thing is when you go to log into your Panda Pals report on punkpanda.com and you want to see what's going on in your team, again, it sends an SMS code. So we're going to actually just change that to a password. So you can log in. A password in there is fine because, you know, even if somebody happens to get your password and get in there, that they can't steal anything or do anything anyway. They can just look at, you know, how cool you are at how many people you've introduced and how sexy your X factor is. So we're going to change that to a password as well. The contact syncing, this is the next biggest problem we're having. Is as soon as someone gets into the app, the first thing that they want to do is see their contacts. They want to be able to send somebody a message, and that's not the way we want it to be. So we're going to get that fixed. That one will take a longer period of time. So Albert, in my mind, I think it was going to be around 10 days, but we're actually going to wait for the dev team to come back and give us an actual timeline that we can count on. But Albert, do you want to add anything on that one just before I go forward?
No, as he mentioned before, there's 4 different servers. We've been through 3 of them. And unfortunately, with all 3 of them that we have so far, we can only fix the 2 things. One is the 0 ppm, which is being caused because of a huge migration. And that huge migration, many people did not, never downloaded the actual app. And because of that, it was causing problems. So once again, that'll all be done by Wednesday, which is just 2 days from now. And then the fifth server is where the app actually is. And today they should be finding out the tables, the schedules and everything. And if they can find the table for the registration, once they know where that is, they're going to immediately be able to go in there and change it to the email verification. That's going to solve a host of problems right there. And they'll also, while they're in the registration part of it, they'll also be able to send out change that from the 6-digit code to an actual link. That way there can be no more human error and stuff. And then the contact sync and the sending the first message, they're quite sure that they already know that it's one of 2 problems. So that's actually going, not only will it fix the contact syncing, it'll also fix the notifications that we're not receiving also. So you can go ahead and put the other 2 on there, Marcus. Oh, okay, notifications.
Yeah, well, keep going.
Oh, okay.
You're doing such a good job. You should be able to see. Go, keep going,
and
mate.
Then, yep, and then we're gonna change over from live chat. The decision for the live chat was a bad decision, so we're going to change over to a ticketing system where immediately when you go to the chat, you're going to put in your information, what your problem is. You'll immediately receive an email saying that we've received it. We're taking care of the problem. Once the problem has been settled and the issue is solved, you'll receive an email that it's been taken care of. This is a much better system than having the live chat. So we have 3 techs that they're very crypto savvy. They're actually programmers. They understand the front end, they understand the back end, and it'll be a much better system. And that'll be implemented within the next 4 or 5 days. So all 5 of these issues that you see there, if the call goes well today and everybody understands where the tables and the charts are actually in the actual server, all this is going to be solved here within the next 7 to 10 days. The longest thing will take the contact sync.
Yeah, and you know, like I mentioned earlier, you know, it has been really frustrating for us to have these issues, and we're very happy that we kind of pumped the brakes here a little bit and sort of slowed down on the push from the marketing side, because in doing this audit, we realized there was actually one critical issue, and most of these problems could have been fixed or can be fixed when we take care of this issue. I'm not a tech person, but pretty much it's about when the information is going in, it needs to be converted. So when it goes into the thingamajig and then it goes to the whatchamacallit, it wasn't syncing up, right? But once we replace the thingamajig, then the whatchamacallit's good, because we were kind of feeling like we're ordering a vegetable soup, and then it comes out the other side, meatballs. And then we're like, that's not what we ordered. Well, how about we try a salad sandwich? And then we got a steak sandwich. And we're like, no, that's not what we're asking for. So as frustrating as it is, there's been one central issue that we're able to literally switch out and it's going to be a lot easier for us to improve the existing problems and deal with any future ones a lot quicker. So that's the good news here. So I want to show you some of the actual rewards here now. I got the title a little bit wrong, but what I want to preface this with is that whilst we are in this beta phase, I fully support anybody who says, listen, this is a pain in the butt. I'm going to come back when it's all working perfectly. I fully support someone who takes that position, because depending on why they're involved in PunkPanda, they just might not want to deal with the hassles during this time frame. But for those of you who have bought into the vision and the big picture of what this will be as a business, as a community, and as a token, I want to show you the rewards some people have been earning who have been aware of the issues, setting the right expectations with people, and they've been putting their Panda pals in place. And I'm sure I could have got, you know, dozens and dozens, but I just picked a few people who I've been communicating with. So here's one of the guys out of Nigeria, Patrick, 1,491 tokens. I think he sent this to me yesterday. So it's probably over 1,500 tokens, and he's only been going for a couple of weeks. His team, I think, is over 10,000 people already. So, you know, that's an incredible effort. Well done, Patrick. Out of the Philippines, we've got Marco. Marco's a bit shy. He doesn't like to brag in the group very often, but I love him because he's leading the way and he's providing great support. So in the Philippines there, 2,300 tokens. Now, you know, I think like Nigeria, that's even once they're worth $1 each, that's good money for his local area. Then we've got a gentleman who's based in the USA, but 90% of his business, Mikhail, is in Russia. 4,500 PPM tokens. This is just from Panda Pals, right? So again, these are all free tokens just for using and sharing the app. And then we've got some people in Indonesia, 1,100 tokens. They're actually part of the group where we've had some issues migrating a database. So their tokens are going to be exploding, I think, in a lot higher numbers once we get the Panda Pals formula embedded and sorted out. But they're leaders. They haven't been complaining and bitching and moaning. They understand this is early, and those 1,100 tokens, or 1,100 they wouldn't have had if they had waited for everything to be perfect, right? And then someone out of the UK, 5,300 tokens. Someone out of Thailand, 5,225 tokens. Another person out of Australia, 7,300 tokens. Someone out of Philippines, 9,400 tokens from their Panda Pals. So again, this is really just to prove the point that if you want to sit back and wait for everything to be perfect, that's cool, totally within your right to do that. But there are people out there who are pioneering, and they are earning the Pioneers Premium right now as we speak. So with that, I want to hand over to Albert, because we've got a brand new product that we're getting set to release. We've bought it, we're working on it. It's coming together, super exciting for everybody, whether you want to use it or not, because this is going to push the token value through the roof once we launch this. So Albert, over to you.
This will be the most exciting 5 minutes of your life, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to those of you that are on this call right now. And also, in addition to talking about those tokens, talking to those leaders, it's amazing to me. They just set up the expectations the correct way. They say, look, you're going to download the app. There's going to be issues with it. Do not call me. Do not talk to me about the issues with it. Just go out there and get people in, because right now we can take advantage of the situation, because some people are going to step back and they're going to wait for the perfect opportunity to start building their Panda Pals. Meanwhile, we're growing, and they show them, look, I'm growing by 1,000 to 1,500, sometimes even 2,000 people in one day. We won't be able to do that later when everybody's involved. So let's go do it. Don't complain to me about any of the issues right now. And it's just been amazing to watch how those leaders have been growing. So now let's move on to Panda Play here. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be able to release this on web version before Christmas. And this Panda Play will probably end up becoming, when you look through the annals of history of the PunkPanda app and the PunkPanda company, this will probably be the largest source of revenue that we ever have. This is going to absorb more of the PunkPanda tokens, maybe, than all other products that we release in the future combined. That's how exciting this is. We'll have 100,000 users by Christmas, and sports fantasy is legal in many different countries. when we launch this, we're going to have the NBA basketball, we're going to have cricket, and we'll have soccer, or how some of you say as football. Those will be the 3 sports. Now, when you have 100,000 people, and let's just say 20% of them decide, hey, I'm going to place my wager on this sports fantasy team through a match. And that's 20,000 people. Well, those 20,000 people, if they decide they want to do $50, they want to play the $50 match or the $100 match or even the $10 match, they can only pay by using PPM. Where are they going to get the PPM? They're going to have to go to Pancake and get the PPM. We'll actually be hosting it on the site for them so that we can convert it for them very easily. But we have to get it from Pancake, bring it to the site, and then they can bring Bitcoin. We are one of the very first cryptos, sports fantasies in the world. Okay. So this makes it very, very exciting. We're able to compete on a level that nobody else can. We're starting in the country of India, and then from there we'll expand globally, and we'll be adding other sports. Now, when somebody wants to place that $10 or that $20 wager, against the people that they're competing, if you understand sports fantasy, you know that you're actually building a sports fantasy team on what's a live match for the day. So if it's the NBA basketball and it's the Celtics playing the Lakers, you're going to pick 8 people. 3 of them have to come from one team, a minimum. The other 5 can come from the other team, or you can do 4 and 4. And you're going to pick your captain, your vice captain, and you get points for as they score in the live match. Well, there's videos that are being recorded before the match informing you this person's out, this person's in. Now, people go and they want to put together their teams. They want to place their wager. This is what's going to happen. They don't care if the PPM token is $100. They don't care if it's $200. They don't care if it's $5. When they want to place a $100 wager, they just need $100 worth of value. So these are people that don't care what the PPM token is. They know that they must have it to be able to place their wager, though. This is going to create such a huge demand. And we already know that we have a low supply, because the only way that the new tokens can hit the market on the supply side is through the mining, which is 2,100. And some of those 2,100, not every one of those even make it to the market. So when I would say probably by March, we know, actually May. Okay, so we'll make the promise by May. It'll actually be March. We'll have over 1 million sports fantasy users. Now, let me tell you why we're able to compete on a level that nobody else can. There are huge sports fantasy companies that are in India. And what they do is, the reason that sports fantasy is legal in almost all countries is because there's no betting that's actually placed. It's basically what it is. It is a play to earn situation. That's what it's considered. It's a play to earn. So this falls under the Panda play. And with these people, once they earn, when we bring in $1,000 on wagers, okay, we pay out $1,000. So that's why sports fantasies are legal. But on the way out, you're able to take a rake. Well, the common rake in most countries in Asia is 20%. Ours is going to be 15%. So right there, if somebody just switches over to us, that's 5%. But that's not why we're able to compete on a huge level. The reason we're able to compete on a huge level, the government then steps in and they take 33% to 37%, depending on what state, which means if TW went and placed a wager and he's got a sports fantasy team and he's the winner that day, and he's going to receive $1,000. This is what's going to happen if he was in India on fiat. They would take the 20%, then they would take the 37%. If you do the math real quick, that's 57%. He's going to be left with $430. Now, if that same person comes to us on our Panda Play sports fantasy app, they win 1,000, they'll take home 850. I hope the light bulb just went off, because we're going to be able to go over there and compete on a level that nobody else has, because we're not fiat and we are located in the British Virgin Islands. So we've checked into all the legalities and everything is, Thank you, Mr. Live. I cannot repeat the words that you said, but it just came through on the messaging. It's going to be on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, sometimes things work too slow for you, such as the PunkPanda app and fixing the issues with it. And sometimes you're able to bring something to market so fast, you go, holy cow. And that's actually what's happening here right now with the Panda Play Fantasy app. We'll be web-based. People will be able to, we'll have 100,000 people. This is all going to be before Christmas. So we're going to be up and operating. Do you realize that almost as soon as the pre-sale is over, there's going to be thousands and thousands, at least 100,000 people that need to buy PPM tokens that are outside of our community. Where are they going to get them from? They're going to get them from you. Okay. And that's what's going to be happening here. Now, we will probably, in the first, I would say the first week, let's go ahead and say the first 10 days of January, the Android version will be ready for the app. And then probably within 4 weeks after that, the actual iOS version will be ready. In addition to that, we've designed it to where we're going to be able to actually have a store there, and you'll be able to buy sports themed products with the PunkPanda emblems on it and stuff. So there's going to be a store there that's going to be a revenue generator. And we're also going to be able to play the game Pass the Panda. This is where we'll create tokens that we give away, and also an NFT of pandas. And those people on that system will be able to play Pass the Panda. Once our app is up and running correctly, we'll be able to play Pass the Panda. So those will be our first games that will actually be available that don't have anything to do with sports fantasy. So 3 things will be happening here at once. Pass the Panda on the PunkPanda app, Pass the Panda on Panda Play Sports Fantasy app, and in addition to that, the Sports Fantasy app running. So right now, I could not be more excited. Once again, I'm going to just say this one more time, just to drive this home. We're able to compete on a level like no other person. And just so you know, the largest sports fantasy in India, which has 80 million subscribers, 80 million. It's so big that on every match, the owner makes 500,000 USD. Sometimes they do four matches a day. That's $2 million. Okay. That's just pure profit to the actual owner. And he's never moved outside of India, and he can't because he is fiat based. Well, the very same people that built that app is building our app, but they're building it with crypto. So the structural code is already, or the source code is already done. We're just now linking it to the iOS and linking it to the Android. And it's an exciting time. Ladies and gentlemen, I can officially say now, you are going to have a very, very Merry Christmas at PunkPanda. Thank you.
Albert,
back to you, Marcus.
Albert,
Yes.
mate, I've just fired off a panda rocket in my pants listening to that. Mate, it's going to be wild, I tell you right now. So what's our focus right now in closing out? So our focus on the corporate side is, continuing to develop the Panda app and finishing up the audit and delivering those fixes in the timelines that we're giving you. Obviously focusing on Panda Play, which you've just heard about with the sports fantasy app. And then obviously keeping you updated as we go forward on the different aspects of what we're working on and when the fixes are going to be happening. On the community side, I'd definitely be focused on, it's all about PPM right now. Focus on how much commissions you can earn, PPMs on the pre-sale. Because again, never happened before. It's never going to happen again. Once it's done, it's done. Focus on the free PPM from your Panda pals. Take this app to people with the right expectations and say, this is your time to get your team in place because once someone's locked into you, they can never be moved to somebody else. Go and lick all the lollies. Focus on PPM from interest. So if you've got PPM sitting in your bonus wallet in the Panda Pals farm, or sorry, the PunkPanda farm, move it over into the staking wallet. So you, again, can be earning more free PPM. I'm not sure why I'm so excited about giving you all free money, but hey, it's there. Every 30 minutes, 2,100 new tokens are coming out into the market. So you might as well be for you, right? Go and get your share. And finally is just, set the correct expectations. I know it's frustrating for people who come in and they have some issues, but bear in mind, these are going to be very short term and they're going to be in the revision mirror very soon. So with that, I want to say thank you very much. TW, I'm not sure if you're still on the mic, But if you want to say anything to close us out, mic is all yours, sir.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Albert. Ladies, gentlemen, I am so excited. All I can say is that this is it. This is what everybody's been waiting for. We've been out in this world for a long time looking for something that can take us to the next level. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is it. Take advantage of that pre-sale. It's almost done. So this is the only opportunity we'll have to be able to do something like this, as they said, and bear with us. And remember that we're all getting paid right now to actually help this app be the best thing to ever hit the market. So from that, nothing else. All I can say is Panda's out.
All right. Give everyone
All right, good night, guys.
And say good night if you
Night.
Yep. And Stephanie,
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for everything that you do. God
Yes.
Oh,
bless
you're
you.
welcome, Albert.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes,
so
Stephanie.
much.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Right.
Thank you all you members. We're getting everything fixed. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate
good
your
night. Happy
participation.
holidays.
It's good.